What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. If you haven't been over to the site, get over to the site. Football season is heating up. Dynasty drafts, regular best ball drafts, everything is going on right now. And we have everything that you need to know. Also, we have a ton of MLB content coming out every single week. We just had a bunch hit the site today. Code word doc gets you a percentage off of your subscription. How's everybody doing today? I know it's been a crazy, crazy week for me. Another straight killer. So we're going to get to it right now. You already saw what you're into. Instead of breaking it up over 3 podcasts, I'm going to do all of my tiers in one podcast. So I am going to keep it short and simple. For the full articles and all of my rankings, you will have to go to Dr. Roto. So from each one of these tiers, I am going to select only 2 players, and I might talk about a few others, but I'm going to select 2 players of each tier for all of the defensive line, linebackers, and defensive backs. So you get a little preview, and that maybe gets you over to the website to read the rest of the guys. Oh, yeah. Let's get ready to bring the pain. Yeah. Woo. All right. We'll start out with the defensive line. I got to talk about nobody straight up that we don't know about, but look at this. Micah Parsons wants to get paid. He's seeing people and contracts fly all around him, right? Well, this is going to be a great year for Micah Parsons. Plus, Dallas's defense is going to be at full strength again. So they're going to have a lot nice. They're going to have a lot more help, right? So a lot of people aren't going to be picking Micah Parsons immediately. They're going to pick him near the end because they're going to be going for guys like TJ Watt, which of course makes this list. But I want to say last year in a few leagues, if you had Max Crosby, you got him so late. That means that you were probably able to get your handcuffs to your running backs or your backup wide receivers or whatever you may go for that defense you like. Yeah, because we all know about that IDP. But you were able to wait and you were able to get somebody like Max Crosby who simply dominated. Now, I know that, everybody had their eyes on Myles Garrett, but at the same time, I have to say, when you can get somebody like Max Crosby a lot later than Myles Garrett, then you got it in. See, check it out. Bam, gave you 3 of them. Next level, because that's the next level. I'm going to go with Zach Sealer. So he really showed up for the Dolphins last year. And of course, you know, it didn't really help that Phillips was out for the year. And, that's a big part, but it did free up a lot. And Sealer actually stepped up. So you can get this guy. He's near the top. So anybody that does any kind of IDP rankings, he's going to be up there. So you're going to want to make sure that you keep your eye on him. Maybe get him a little earlier than you need, but you won't have to worry about it because everybody's still going to be going for the guys in the first round, the pain bingers. And then, of course, they're going to go for namesake like Khalil Mack. Like Khalil Mack, it was only in the top because of a 1 game, right? So you can't say that the rest of the games that he probably won you that 1 game, but I'd rather have a more consistent product for my IDP player. Correct? Yeah. Woo. All right. I'm going to give you Derek Brown. Now, Derek Brown, Carolina Panthers, he is no secret to anybody. However, he also was one of the guys that I highlighted. You're having to go to my Dr. Roto, and you're going to have to check out my write-up on him. That being said, Carolina, they retooled the offense, but if it doesn't work, defense is going to be out there all day. So load up your Panthers because they IDP year, them guys are going to be out there. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, you guys can do a little better and not finish last and then have to give up your first overall pick. Because, man, all right, move along. Late busters for the defensive line tiers. We're going to go Jared Verse. Of course, I've been talking about him all off season. He's going to surprise a lot of people. Look, I think Verse can get over 10 sacks this season, over 10 sacks. So if you can find that prop bet and he's getting the starting reps and everything's going on, take that bet early so it can pay out for you at the end of the year, right? I also want to throw in Carl Granderson. Both of these guys were my highlights in my defensive line tiers for the late busters. Carl Granderson, again, is going to be a lot of people ain't going to be looking at him. You literally can draft him probably the last round, and you're going to get somebody who's going to be consistent for you in a league that supports defensive ends, of course, because most of the time people are going to go linebacker and safety. Let's move over to linebackers, pain bringers. I don't need to mention anybody, right? But I'm going to talk about TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards had a hell of a year last year, and hardly anybody knew about him until he was getting so many tackles that they were like, oh, well, they went to the waiver wire and saw him. Well, TJ Edwards is definitely the guy you're going to be wanting to get to. I'm not going to mention any of the bigger names. Ernest Jones, I'm going to mention him. Yes, the Rams defense is retooled, but the Rams, if they keep doing it, there's going to be a lot of tackles to go around. And Jones proved last year that he can handle the load. Let's get to it. Next level. Bam. I love Patrick Queen in Pittsburgh now. Again, Patrick Queen was not owned in a lot of leagues last year, and there was no reason why. You know, everybody went Roquan, but there is quality for two linebackers in that system. TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds showed in Chicago, and Jack Sanborn. He was able that even when they all came back and all three of them were rotating, Sanborn was still getting 8, 9, 10 tackles a game. This is no joke, people. This is reality. Some players, some teams are that good that they can get multiple tackles, almost double-digit tackles from all three of their linebackers sometimes. It's insane, man. It's insane. But check it out. We'll move along. We're going to do Aziz Al-Shahir. Look, I love this addition for Houston. He showed last year that he could really show up. He was really the only guy really out there at times, it seemed like, for the Titans. But now that he's a Texan, he's definitely going to be able to get it done, and nobody will be looking at him. You'll get him late. Again, a guy, when all the guys are gone, this is a guy that's going to be able to show up for you. And heck, Houston might be scoring so fast that the defense might be out there a little more. You might get a lot more tackles. That's good. It's almost like the Carolina Panthers, but in a good way. But let's not get him tired or get him hurt, right? Anyway, late busters. I'm going to highlight Alex Anzalone. Everybody always forgets about him. He always gets it done. Just draft him. There's no way. If you're going to wait till the end of the game, the end of the draft, everything, you just go wait. They draft him at least, right? And we're going to talk about Tremaine Edmonds. We're just going to bring him back. Why not? Yes, he's a highlighted guy. Because if you can't get TJ Edwards or any of the pain bringers in linebacker tier, Tremaine Edmonds is just as good. Bring that out. Bang! All right. Defensive back. Pain bringers. Let's go with, I mean, it's no Kyle Hamilton's number one, period. Bar none. Get him. Buy it. Stock. He's highlighted. You can go read my articles. You can see my rankings. He's at the top. Bang. I'm even playing it. Brian Branch. A lot of people didn't figure out Brian Branch last year, but guess what? You did. So get over there and make sure you check him out too, because you're going to be able to get him late again. And with Detroit being the same way, kind of like with Houston, being able to move the ball, give that team some deep, so they'll give that defense rest. Why is that so big? It's big because that means your top player won't be always tired. He'll be able to make better plays, maybe get a pick six or something like that, have the energy to run it back. Yeah. Woo. All right. Let's move along. Camera curl in Los Angeles. As a Ram fan, again, I've highlighted my third Ram for each of the tiers. So, yeah, if you see where I'm going and why the Rams defense has improved, it is because of these players coming around, finally coming in this year, of course, as a rookie, as a free agent, and then as a former player, of course, with Ernest Jones. Again, Cameron Curl is going to add some boom, and I love it. And Tre'Davious White, oh, man, let's go. Horns up. Rams Nation. Oh, yeah. Bring the pain. Or bring the horns. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Jason Pinnock. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's probably going to draft him. And I'm going to also tell you right now, you should draft him. Jason Pinnock is going to be literally one of the best defensive backs in the league this year. He's going to probably crack top 10 if he can stay healthy. And it's because he plays for the Giants. Again, they're going to be somewhat competitive, probably more than the Carolina Panthers. So that means he'll get a little more rest. He'll be solid. He's going to be out there to play a lot of plays. It's all going to work out, believe me. And ain't nobody looking at him. Bang, there's your Dr. Roto exclusive. Yeah! Woo! Late busters. We're going to go with Mika Fitzpatrick. He had a few injuries last year, kind of kept him out. People forgot about him. Don't forget about him. He's still out there. Get him. He's a solid. He's a playmaker. You need somebody like that. And I'm going to run over to Deron Bland. I want to really talk about Bland real quick. All right, look, he was at the top of all the rankings because of those touchdowns. Cornerbacks aren't going to get that many touchdowns every single year. And if they were, people will be drafting him higher than linebackers. It's not going to happen. Unfortunately, he will regress, but I think he's still, even with a few of those touchdowns off, he still put up a solid year for a cornerback. So why not draft him? Make sure you check out my articles, all of those articles, the rankings, all of the tiers. There's 3 separate articles for each one of those and every one of the articles. And hey, if you haven't been checking out my Hetastic bets of the day for Fridays, you're certainly missing out. You could have been our wish friend this week. Yeah, have a great day, everybody, and may the tackles be with you.